and welcome to another episode of Todd's in My Kitchen. I'm the host, Todd Thomas, and today we are with Karen Dugan. You might know her as STLVegGirl. She's energetic, she's fun, and we're here in her Kirkwood place, downtown Kirkwood. It's called Center for Plant-Based Living. Karen, what are we going to do today?
My mouth is already just, I'm smiling so hard it already hurts. So thank you for being here. This is such a thrill. Today, Todd, we are making a grillable black bean burger and also a chickpea chicken salad.
Okay, those both sound really good, but which one are we going to do first?
So first we're going to attack the burger.
Okay.
And the first thing this is part of almost every class that I do here at the Center for Plant-Based Living. This is not how you hold a knife. Okay. Everybody thinks this. And this is not how you hold a knife. I can't tell you how many times I see people who have their index finger up here and they want to chop, and I think, you have a really strong index finger. Yeah, not happening. What you want to do is take any chef's knife you have and inch your hand up, pinch the bottom of the blade, wrap your hand around the top of that handle, and now you own that knife. And I do think that I've watched you cut something before, and you were holding it like this, so that is correct. Now, an onion. How do you cut an onion?
Okay, well, I've learned on this show how to cut an onion, and I wasn't cutting it right before.
Well, no, but I think that this is a really easy tactic. You want to take an onion, any onion, cut off one of the ends. We're going to cut off this little guy here, and I like to keep a trash or a compost bowl around also, just to kind of keep things sort of tidy. Now you have a flat surface. Now we're gonna cut all the way through that guy. Okay. Yeah. And then why don't you take off the skin on that one? All right. You can put it in there. Okay. And don't take off too much of the skin, because most of the big antioxidant properties and anti-cancer properties are on most of the outer skin of an onion, by the way. Okay. So just the rough stuff. Now we have a larger cut surface, and we're going to put that on the cutting board. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to do one side, you'll do another. Okay. So remember, we're holding our knife, and we're not going to go all the way to the top of the onion, but we are going to go all the way through the onion, and you'll hear that hit the cutting board. I'm slicing about a 1/2 inch around. And then we'll get in here twice, really hold on to that onion, but be real careful. You don't want to slice yourself up. Remember, this is a vegan show. All right, now we're going to go do one more slice all the way down. Okay. Now, we have this one piece at the end. Right. The only reason I just didn't go all the way to the top is so it's easy to pick it up and put it into our compost. Again, trash doesn't really matter. Now, your turn. Okay. Let me grab that off of there for you.
So I'm going to take it here, like that?
Yeah, that's exactly right, yeah.
And then I'm going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do one more right there. Now I'm going to come here a little, almost a fillet, if you will.
Yeah, right.
And then we're coming bam, bam, bam.
Such a quick study.
Bam, and then El Composto.
Yes.
I know how to cut an onion, and I'm not crying. That's the key. That's the key. I'm not crying, right?
Right. That's exactly right.
Well, why is it? Because people put them into smithereens, or was it?
Because people chop. So this offers you, in a really express way, how to chop an onion, and you have most of these pieces are about the same size, which is what you want, because you want them all to cook at the same time, right? Or at the same rate. Now we're going to go over here, and we're going to do a dry saute. Okay. What's a dry saute?
Yeah. What's a dry saute, Karen?
People always ask that. I don't use any water. I'm sorry, I don't use any oil. I'm going to go right here. All right. When I cook. Okay. So we have to do a dry saute. And we're going to put this is an induction cooktop, so it should heat up really, really quickly. Okay. Now what you want to do is, when you're doing a dry saute, is heat up your pan super, super hot. And we've already got, it's already nice and hot. Right. And we're going to just put our onions in here. You'll hear them sizzle in just a second. And I don't think I'm going to put in the whole onion. We're going to make a smaller batch for us today. All right. So I'll just do about a 1/2 of an onion. Now I'm going to put that on bolster, because we want to get this nice and hot. Okay. Now I'm going to give you this spatula. You get in there and start tossing it around. Okay. Now all plants are going to have a lot of water in them, so you're going to see those onions start to glisten really pretty soon. And this is also a really great exercise in mindful cooking. Now, you're getting a little bit of browning,
right,
which is fine. You just want to add about a tablespoon of water.
That's okay.
We're not adding too much water because we don't want to dissipate the flavors. We don't want to steam everything.
Right.
We just want to add a little bit of water so it doesn't stick.
You still want it to be a saute, but it's in water and not oil, right?
Right, exactly, exactly.
So talk a little bit about STLVegGirl while we're over here.
So STLVegGirl started in 2011. I didn't really think about food and health.
Right.
And then when I got cancer, I thought, well, I'm gonna figure this out.
Right.
You know. So it's been 11 years now. It's a good time.
That's fantastic news to hear. And so that's then helped you kind of learn, and then that's kind of in your thing now. We don't say vegan necessarily, and why is that?
Well, you know, I will tell people, you know, I follow a vegan diet only so that they know that I don't use any animal products. But really, to really pinpoint what I do is it's a healthy vegan diet.
Okay.
And that really is, in a nutshell, what a plant-based diet means.
All right, I think this is done, maybe?
I think it looks great. It's nice and brown.
Yeah, okay, so this is the onions. Talk about what else is in this burger.
We're going to put this into the food processor. In this burger, you're going to have a rolled oats, so, you know, the oatmeal, flax, some spices, an avocado, of course your black beans, and a little bit of tomato paste.
Okay.
Now,
And so those onions that are in there now,
yeah,
we're going to add something else to it, right?
Yep. What we're going to do here is, before I do that, we're going to add, so burgers need binders, right? So oats are a great binder, beans are a binder, so now we have 2 binders. Now we're not using any eggs either. So what we're going to do is add some flax meal to a bowl. And when you blend flax meal, so it's just ground up flax seeds, that's all that is. We're going to add some of our flax meal to a bowl, and then add some water. And I'm just going to use this end.
Okay.
And what happens here is it becomes very gelatinous. You can even see it's already starting to become really...
Let's show our camera there what that's looking like.
Yeah. So it's going to emulate the consistency of an egg.
Okay.
So, and that actually happened pretty quickly. Usually that takes about, 2-3 minutes, but we're good. So we have our onions in here, and then we're going to add in some rolled oats.
Okay.
I like the rolled oats because they're less processed.
All right.
We're going to throw those guys in there. And I'm going to be really conservative with the oats because if it is maybe a little bit wet, we can just add some more when we're mixing.
Okay.
Now we're going to add in our black beans, and this is 2 cans of black beans, which I have drained and rinsed. Okay.
And whenever people see that you rinse the beans, I know that some people think, why do that? Why do you rinse the beans?
Sometimes I won't always buy the best beans, or they're just not available, and I don't really know what's always in that can. And then also, if you're on a low sodium diet and you can't find sodium-free or no sodium added beans, it's easier to rinse them as well.
Okay, fair enough.
So we'll add a little bit of tomato paste.
And what's that? Is that for flavor?
It's for flavor and tang. So here's the thing: with black bean burger or any kind of plant-based burger, whatever bean you're using or whatever, there's not a whole lot of flavor in beans. There's like no flavor in oats, right? So what you have to do with these burgers is really spice them up. Okay. Do not be afraid. Then the last thing is I'm going to add in our quote-unquote egg
binder,
and then we will just pulse it up. And it's just to get it started, because we're going to finish everything else off in that bowl.
And again, this is called what kind of a black bean burger?
So this is a grillable black bean burger because I have found that you can actually put this sucker on the grill. So this... I want you to get in there with your hands and really mix everything together.
All right.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to cut up this avocado and give it to you as well.
Okay, great.
So I tested a lot of different things, and I thought, you know what if I just put an avocado in there? And
is that the trick?
It creates the most beautiful, just right amount of fat, so it doesn't become crumbly. and it just gives it a nice mouthfeel, but you really got to get that avocado mashed in there. I know I'm really putting you to work.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's why we came today.
Good. All
To
right.
the Center for Plant-Based Living.
We were just talking about all our seasonings. This is garlic powder.
Okay.
A lot.
I like garlic.
I love garlic. And then this is onion powder, and I know we have an onion in there, but I'm adding more.
Okay. Oh, I can smell that. That's good.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And then this is just a classic steak seasoning.
Okay.
So that's what's making our burger a steak burger.
How am I looking here? Do I need to do a little more?
That looks fantastic. Now, I will say, you've got to know this. We're not going to do it today because of time. One of the biggest, most important tips when you're making burgers of any kind, any plant-based burgers, is temperature.
Okay.
What I would typically do is take this, throw it in the fridge for a couple hours up to overnight, because that temperature change helps everything really stick together.
Okay.
Now, I know we don't have the time today, which is totally fine, but we're going to patty these up.
Make room temperature patties is what we're going to do.
We're going to make room temperature patties. So just grab like a large golf ball size maybe.
Okay, right.
And
we'll call this a, I'm trying to, lacrosse ball. A lacrosse ball size.
yeah. Okay. All right. I got you. And we'll just, and these, you know what, I tell everybody, please, if you're going to make some burgers, you might as well make a dozen of them.
Right. So once they're here, what's the next step in this process?
Goes in the oven.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, and so how long does this stay in for?
At 375 for about 22 to 25 minutes.
Okay, great. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to make the chickpea chicken salad.
Your first challenge will be streetwear. You will have the chance to design your own fabric and move on to sketching your designs.
As you know, streetwear is both fashionable and casual. Sexy but not constricted. You will work with the staff at Cart Textile to get your process started.
Are you guys excited?
All right, let's get started.
And welcome back to Todd's in My Kitchen. I'm the host, Todd Thomas. We are here at Center for Plant-Based Living in Kirkwood with STLVegGirl Karen Dugan. We've got the veggie burgers in the oven, and we're getting ready to make chickpea chicken salad. What's in this delicious dish?
We're going to start with chickpeas, so glove up. This is really a little bit like the black bean burger we just did. We're using our hands, right?
Okay.
So you don't need a lot of fancy equipment. You're going to get in there, Todd, again, putting you to work, and you're going to really start mashing those chickpeas. Now, chickpeas are really a pretty dense, cute little bean, so a little bit of muscle, my friend, a little bit of muscle.
Okay.
And you don't have to do every single one.
Okay, so while I start mashing this, can you go over what is everything that's in this?
You bet. Chickpeas, red onions, Dijon mustard, some dill relish, salt and pepper, tahini also, and then eventually I'm going to have you fold in some celery and a little bit of walnuts. Okay, so let's get this going. I'm going to add some red onion, not too much because this is raw and sometimes people don't like a big bite of onion. I totally get it.
Right.
So you're in there working. That looks great so far. This is Dijon mustard, and this is to taste. So this is actually a really popular recipe, just this chickpea salad is. A lot of chefs make this and they make it their own. I've been working with this one for years. I really like what I've come up with, and I hope you do too. This is dill relish. You can use sweet relish, you can chop up pickles if you wanted to, whatever. Now, this is also going to help really gel everything together. This is tahini paste.
Okay.
This is just ground sesame seeds. Okay, so I've added probably about 2 tablespoons in there. Now you'll see how it's a lot easier really to get everything going in there. Okay, little bit of salt in there.
Okay.
And I mean, what's a chicken salad without lots of freshly ground pepper? All right, so I'm going to give you to fold in a little bit of celery as well. Chop this guy up. So, oh, that looks so, oh my gosh, you're Speedy Gonzalez on that. Super fast. Now there is your celery, just to kind of work it in a little bit. And then I'm also going to take some walnuts.
Okay.
So there's a lot of texture here, right?
I see that.
Yeah. I'll just give those a nice rough chop.
Talk about what you do here at the Center for Plant-Based Living.
Yeah, so we do demonstration classes, so I'm up here teaching and everybody eats. It's great. I always say, come with an empty stomach because we will feed you.
Right.
And then they also everybody takes the recipes away with them. We also have a virtual membership, which is new since COVID. So as a member, you get access to all of the past classes, all of the past virtual classes, and all the recipes. And then once a quarter, our medical director, Dr. Jim Loomis, who is a practicing physician, who was the team doc for the Cardinals and the Rams several years ago, gets in on the call, and it's this really awesome Ask the Doc session. He is a fully plant-based physician, so it's just really cool to get a medical opinion from somebody. And you are finished there. That looks fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karen, one more time, tell us what's in these black bean veggie burgers.
Let's see, we have grilled onions, oats, black beans, spices, flaxseed, and a little bit of tomato paste.
Well, they look delicious, and they are grillable too, right?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so can we start making one?
Let's do it. Come on.
So grab a bun.
Yeah, I've toasted the buns.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to grab
Okay.
one of our
They are crispy.
burgers.
I mean, look, you know it's good when they don't just fall apart.
So-
that was my fault. I grabbed it by the edge.
But they really are. They're pretty dense, right?
Okay.
And then I always, of course, you're here, please put some greens on that burger.
You got it.
And I'm going to add in red onion and one of these heirloom tomatoes.
Those tomatoes are gorgeous, but those that watch the show know that Todd doesn't do tomatoes like that.
I know that you don't, but aren't they so pretty?
But in the weirdness of weird, Todd does do truffle ketchup.
I'm going to do
Which this looks delicious.
a little bit of mustard.
You know what? I'll do a little mustard as well.
Okay. This is a feast. I'm
It
going to
is.
do it, yeah.
I maybe should have taken one of the smaller burgers. Okay.
All right. Oh, this looks so good.
This looks delicious. Karen, how would people find out more information about STLVegGirl or Center for Plant-Based Living?
Oh my gosh. So go to CPBL-STL. That's the shop's website. Or you can just come straight to me, STLVegGirl.com.
Karen, thanks so much for letting us come in today. You know, I learned a lot about plant-based diet. These are really, really good. I'm Todd Thomas. She's Karen Dugan.
And Todd's in my kitchen.